So Caspa could be getting ready to do something very incredible. And if this one thing happens, then you're never going to see these prices ever again. Now, normally I don't like to talk like that. We always see these prices again, but there's a reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. You'll understand what I mean in just a second. But remember, nothing here is financial advice. I can always be wrong, so make sure you guys do your own research. Before I continue in the video, if you're looking for a great crypto exchange, make sure you check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000, no VPN, no KYC. If you're someone that trades using leverage, you get to use up to 500x leverage. The link will be in my description down below for anyone that is interested. But getting into the video here, let's kick things off by taking a look at the crypto bubbles and see what is going on here. All right, so right now, we're seeing more red than we're seeing green. We see Say continue to do good things. I've been talking about Say a lot lately, and yeah, Say is going to make people some pretty nice money. Same with Arrow, even though Arrow's down on the day. But for the most part, it's a red day in the market, which is fine. I say how we should all be used to this by now. Eventually, some of the real coins, the ones that's got real potential, the ones that's got the hype, the narrative, catalyst, they're going to run like crazy sometime this year, I think. Anyways, Kaspa being one of them. But let's get into the good stuff of this video. Some of you might already know about this, but I haven't talked about this on my channel yet, so I need to talk about this in this video here. All right, so Wall Street Bets is trying to pump Kaspa into the stratosphere, and everybody is talking about it on X. So if this train really takes off, there is no stopping it, and the price that you're seeing on Kaspa right now, you won't see it ever again, in my personal opinion. Now, for anyone that's unfamiliar with Wall Street Bets, they're responsible for the GME pump that happened back in 2021. Check this out right here. January 28th, 2021, the all-time high intraday stock price for GameStop was $483, nearly 190 times the low of $2.57 reached 9 months earlier in April 2020. In pre-market trading hours the same day, it briefly hit over $500, up from $17.25 at the start of the month. Now, I was there for that GME pump in the stock market a few years back, and it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I didn't get in GME at the very lows at $2.57 or whatever it was, right? But I did end up getting some around, I think maybe like $50 or somewhere around there. I talk about not FOMOing in, crypto all the time, but a few years back, I did have FOMO a little bit. Now FOMO is kind of out of my system, but I did FOMO into GME. I think I only made maybe like a 2.5x or something like that before I pulled out my money completely, because I'm like, how high can this thing potentially go? And it just kept running. And then it was one of those where it's like, man, I pulled out way too early. But yeah, it was a great pump. And Kaspa's got all the ingredients to have something similar like GME. Now, the reason why GME pumped was kind of a middle finger to all the big players, all the people that kept manipulating the stock market, always trying to suppress the prices. And, a bunch of retail investors just kept pouring money into it. And then a massive short squeeze happened, right? And Wall Street Bets was behind it. Now, this specific Wall Street Bets is a crypto version, so it's a little bit different, but it's still connected as far as I'm concerned. And that's all it takes for Kaspa to potentially run. Okay, so I want you guys to check this. So the case for Kaspa, a crypto YOLO with more upside than Doge, a Trump meme coin, and GME combined. So hear me out. I think we should collectively pump Kaspa into the stratosphere. It has everything needed to moon this to Jupiter. Kaspa is the middle finger to VCs who bought up cheap POS trash coins, hoping would buy it off them for 100x the price. This ain't a paid shill. This is a retail rebellion. The VCs bet on the wrong horse. Kaspa is here because it works, not because some fund needed an exit liquidity strategy. It pumped through the entire bear market, now ready for the altcoin season. Now, there's a lot to read here, but I'm just going to read this last little bit because I believe this is a very key point into why Kaspa could go on a parabolic run due to, if this train really does end up taking off. So it says, Kaspa is being suppressed. Bitcoin maxis and VC funds hate Kaspa because it makes their bags look bad. It exposes the slow, useless change they pumped. The incentive to keep Caspa off the radar is huge. The moment Caspa enters the chat, Bitcoin maxis start sweating like they just saw a carbon tax. Every time someone dares mention Caspa on X, a Bitcoin maxi gets shook and smashes that block button like their life depended on it. All right, and I agree with that completely. The fact that it's still not listed on Binance and Coinbase, in my personal opinion, it says a lot. The fact that people keep talking about what Mexi is up to with Caspa and suppressing the price says a lot. And I do think that, again, once the momentum starts building, if we do get some nice traction and momentum starts going, Caspa is never going to look back. And like I said earlier, we might never see these prices again. When you think about something like Dogecoin sitting at spot number 9 on CoinMarketCap, 9, that's crazy, right? But what happened with Dogecoin, a lot of hype, lots of momentum started to build. Elon Musk was talking about it, tweeting about it, all that sorts of stuff. Dogecoin took off. People thought it was going to come crashing back down. They thought we're going to see those prices again. And then Dogecoin just, you never saw those prices ever again. Right now, Dogecoin is sitting at 15 cents, and Caspa is actually a legit project. Dogecoin is just a meme coin. So I do think that if the train takes off, then yeah, at that point, I will agree that, or I will say the price of Caspa right now sitting at 7 cents, you're not going to see those prices ever again. Maybe it'll even enter the top 10 on CoinMarketCap. You never really know, man. But I look forward to see how this thing plays out. Hopefully, really, we start to take off, but we're going to see how things play out, okay? But there's a lot going on for Caspa, man. Smart contracts coming up. They just recently upgraded to 10 BPS, maybe like a month or so now. And, the meme coins that's out there, there's a lot happening here. And we're just in the early stages. So even though the price doesn't look great, it's still okay. I'm still happy with my Caspa bags right now. And what a lot of people still want to know is who is behind wallet number 2. There's been a lot of talks about wallet number 2, who is now holding 800 million Caspa. 800 million Caspa. That is a good amount of Caspa. So there are people out there that's still buying up the dips, and they're buying up the dips heavy despite the price action. Right now, Caspa is sitting at 7 cents with a market cap of 1.97 billion. The volume is actually quite low. Let's check this out. On the day, the volume is down 43% in the last 24 hours. That's actually quite a lot. I'm actually surprised, but it is what it is, man. What else? Like I said, it's still missing those top exchanges, Binance and Coinbase, which to me is still weird. You know that Coinbase is all about Ethereum, and Ethereum and Bitcoin is their baby. They live off of that, so they don't want any competition, and that's what they probably feel like Caspa is, okay? And yeah, that's probably the reason why they haven't listed Caspa. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense. They're busy listing meme coins and useless coins and try to act like they are a legit exchange, but let's be honest, they are probably not as legit as they want people to believe that they are. Now, the last little bit here, if you check out this indicator, you can find it down below. It's called Trade Assist. Let you know when's a good time to buy and sell crypto. We're still in this bearish momentum. The last buy zone that was fired on Caspa was June 22nd. A couple of sell zones was fired recently. We did pretty much complete this bearish pattern here. Hopefully another bearish pattern doesn't form, or it's not going to look good. But let's hope the momentum starts building with Wall Street bets and Caspa just takes off. And then people will be FOMOing and chasing Caspa at all-time highs, which will end up making a new all-time high after the previous all-time high, and it's just going to get crazy from there, man. I'm very excited to see how this thing plays out. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links that I have down below. And until next time, take care.